What if the NFL honors was run by an absolute hater who, instead of rewarding players for exceptional seasons, handed out awards to the worst players of the season? That is what I will be exploring today with my NFL Dishonor Awards. Starting things off with the LVP, the least valuable player, and in a landslide victory, Deshaun Watson takes home this award. Now, Watson was without a doubt one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league last season, but even if you wanted to argue a guy like Will Levis was technically worse than him, he is not signed to an absolute anchor of a contract unlike Watson. Watson and his contract were so bad, it ruined the team's on-field performance, destroyed the morale of the fans, and ran the franchise's best player ever out of town, which is why he is taking home the LVP. The worst offensive player of the year award goes to Travis Etienne, with a special shout out to the right side of the Seahawks offensive line. Fortunately for them, linemen never win these awards. Etienne was terrible this year. He could never find the end zone, and no running back with 150 or more carries was as inefficient as he was. And I might be inclined to blame the Jaguars' offensive line for that, if not for Tank Bigsby, who was running behind the same offensive line looking 100 times better than Etienne did this season. Now, the worst defensive player of the year award could have gone to a lot of different people. The easiest thing to do would be to hand it out to the worst player on the worst defense in the league, which would be somebody in Carolina's front seven. But this is a narrative award, and narratives are built off big moments and primetime games, and no player had a worse moment in a primetime game than Tyrique Stevenson did this season. In addition to being bad in coverage and getting benched at points in 2024, Stevenson was also responsible for the only successful Hail Mary of the year. The video of Stevenson taunting the fans seconds before giving up that Hail Mary just adds insult to injury. There may have been a few worse players, but nobody was worse in the biggest moments than Tyrique Stevenson. The worst comeback player of the year, as I'm calling it, the You Should Have Stayed Gone award, goes to Kirk Cousins, who managed to successfully justify Michael Penix being selected 8th overall by forgetting how to play football after the month of October. I wish Kirk Cousins the best in his future endeavors, but the Falcons front office and fans probably wish he hung it up after tearing his Achilles. Finally, the worst rookie of the year, and I'm going to throw a caveat on this one and say you had to be selected in the first round to be eligible for this prestigious honor. Which means the rookie who was selected in the 7th round and never cracked the 53-man roster is safe. Unfortunately, Tyler Guyton isn't. Among rookie tackles, Guyton gave up by far the most sacks and pressures per start. And if not for the walking false start penalty known as Jawan Taylor, he would have led the league in penalties committed. Guyton was always going to be a project, and I am certain he is going to get better as his career goes on. But ask any Cowboys fan and they will tell you he had a brutal rookie season. That concludes the NFL Dishonors. Let me know who you think was robbed and tell me what awards I should add next season.